Right now, as Senate lawmakers grill the AG nominee William Barr, we're learning more about the deep state and the abuses he'll be confronting when confirmed. For example, according to reporting from our own Catherine Herridge, former top FBI lawyer James Baker, this is under Comey, is the subject now of a criminal investigation into illegal leaks to the media. And there's also growing evidence of the deep anti-Trump bias among senior FBI officials. Now, with Devin Nunes from the House Intel Committee revealing that the Bureau's leaders, quote, had no real evidence against the Trump team, but launched an investigation anyway following the Comey firing. Joining us now with reaction is the congressman himself, Congressman Devin Nunes. Congressman, when I hear that, what I'm hearing is that is a revenge investigation, but it had already gone on for 9 months. Immediately after they exonerated Hillary with no investigation, they launched the so-called Trump-Russia collusion investigation. 9 months into it, Comey's fired, but we learned from Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, McCabe himself, and Comey that they had nothing at that point. Why would they then sit in a room and basically say, well, maybe the president conspired with Putin to fire James Comey?
So, Sean, let's think about it a different way. So we have these supposed Russia hawks sitting over at the counterintelligence division at the FBI and DOJ. Where were they in 2012 when Barack Obama got caught on a hot mic telling the Russian leader at the time he needed more time and to wait till after the election? It looks like that was trying to work with the Russians. Where were they investigating when the Ukrainians were begging the United States for weapons? The Congress was trying to give weapons to the Ukrainians after the Russians had invaded and annexed Crimea. Nobody went to investigate the Obama White House or President Obama. So you have no evidence in this case. You have no records, no phone calls, absolutely nothing of any sort. And yet you supposedly or reportedly are investigating the president. And furthermore, supposedly this scope memo that outlines whatever Mueller's supposed to be looking at, if the New York Times story is to be believed from last Friday night, a Friday night news dump, if that's to be believed, then that means that somebody leaked pieces of that scope memo to the New York Times. And we still have yet to see it here in the Congress.
Well, John Huber's supposed to be investigating that. He's been working a long time. We could use an update. I don't know if you've seen this piece in the Epic Times. The headline is McCabe's FBI tried to re-engage Christopher Steele after Comey was fired, and they have a transcript supposedly by Bruce Orr showing the FBI went back to Steele between Comey's firing and Mueller's appointment. Now, we also know that there was communication. Bruce Orr was the conduit, if you will, for Christopher Steele, and he was trying to get his information. Remember, he's been discredited. The dossier's been discredited. He was fired for lying and leaking from the FBI, but yet he's still in contact with all these top officials and trying to feed information to Mueller, which we got in the exchanges with Bruce Orr.
So remember how we got here. So we set up a task force. We gave a list to, at the end of the last Congress, or actually last summer, a task force was created to conduct a bunch of interviews. What supposedly now is leaking out are pieces of these interviews that Chairman Gowdy and Chairman Goodlatte had asked for the FBI and DOJ to release them. They sat on them. Now I think what's happening is people are selectively leaking pieces of this. So I read the story in the Epic Times. I have not read all the transcripts, so I don't know if that is true or not, but obviously it's very alarming if it's true that in that time period that they were already trying to go back to Steele and get him to come back after they knew he was terminated for lying and misleading the FBI. Very, very concerning, and I think we need to know more about this, which is why these transcripts from all these interviews need to be released.
Well, we got to hope that the new Attorney General gets into this deeply.
I agree with you.
All right. Congressman Nunes, thank you very much. All right.